What is up, everybody? How's everybody
Hello.
doing tonight? We got some people already in the chat. It's good to see y'all.
Hey, everybody.
We are coming off of a big weekend, so we'll talk all about it here in a minute. But who all we got in chat right now?
We've got
Gandy Road was here super early.
Yeah, I don't know if he's back yet, but he was here a couple hours ago. WJK, Matt Burns, Mike James.
Nice.
Brian Miller, Andrew Coleman.
Craig I is here. Not gonna butcher your last name here, man. Sorry.
Imboden. That's not
Imboden.
Imboden. I went to high school with somebody with the last name Imboden.
Really?
Uh-huh.
That can't be common. We got Doug Tucker here.
Greg Johnson's here. Did you talk to Greg about tracking super chats?
No. Greg can let us know if he can or not.
You need to get better about talking to Greg before
I'm like 50.
We're live on a live stream about tracking our super chats.
I'm like 50-50 on checking with Greg first. We've had a day. We've had a day. We got Brian here. We've got John Matlick, Roscoe P. Coltrane, Jeff Carr, Joe Carter's here.
Yeah.
He says, "Hey guys, long time no see." Yeah, it's been about 11 hours, 10 hours or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hadn't been long, man. We got Keith here, Tom Shanley, Mr. Mom is here. Good to see everybody tonight. Yeah. So
Greg says he'll track super chats. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you, good sir.
I will go ahead and put this up here for people who want to know what's going on with super chats.
Yep, you guys know how we do. We're going to be giving away some stuff. So we'll do a little 6-pour flight. It's the best bottles that we've got this summer, contingent upon whatever your palate likes. So if you like rye, if you win, tell me you like rye. We'll put together the 6 best rye bottles we have. If you like bourbon, you'll get that. If you like a mix of one or the other, you'll get that. We're going to try tonight. Usually we go for about 2 hours. We've had a big weekend. We're going to try to only go for about an hour and a half tonight. So if you're watching this on rewatch, or if you're here early and you're not here later, you don't have to be present or anything. Just email us at stuffandwhiskey@gmail.com if you so happen to be the super chat winner. And then you can check that after the fact in like the last 5 minutes of the stream. So,
so with that being said, since we're going to try to keep it to an hour and a half, we'll close super chat giveaways at 9:20 Central Time.
Central Time, yeah. 10:20 Eastern.
And we'll do a giveaway then. So that way we'll wrap up around 9:30 Central Time.
Exactly. We've got Luis, Colt, Norman Latva. I think that's a cool name, Norman Latva. I don't know why. Adam Hyman is here. I almost said Burger King. Bourbon King is here. You see where my head's at tonight. We got Top Dog. Todd is here. What's up, man? Hey, Todd, that new contract.
Paul P's here too.
Should work out pretty well. We got Pulp.
Paul P.
Good to see you, man. So also we got a couple of housekeeping items to do before we get into everything.
Yes.
So first and foremost, we got to thank our new patrons.
Oh yeah.
Since our last live stream, so we'll pop them up on screen here, and we've got a good crew joining in this month. Really appreciate, again, these super chats. The super chat giveaways help for the channel a ton. Our Patreon community helps a ton, and they help make our barrel picks happen. And it's just a cool community to be a part of. I mean, we're really blessed to have such an amazing community that we have of everybody, being a part of the channel. Like I said, we're on screen, but the whole Patreon community is part of the channel. So can't thank you guys enough for being a part.
For sure.
And we will do some barrel pick updates. We've got a lot of new information. That was part of our big weekend.
Yep.
We were away ended up picking 3 barrels this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll get into all that here in a minute.
Well, you ended up picking 3. I ended up picking 2.
Yeah. And we've got Z-Biotics back on in sponsorship. So we have to thank them, and we have to take our Z-Biotics, because you guys know we do not imbibe without this right here.
We do not. So, and we even took some, we did a barrel pick this weekend, and we took some before we did our barrel pick, and I'm glad we did.
Yeah, we were talking about how Z-Biotics was sponsoring tonight's live stream, and then Aaron was like, I mean, they kind of sponsored the whole weekend.
They kind of did.
I mean, yeah, our Z-Biotics.
They kind of also sponsor all of our videos, because we always take our Z-Biotics before we film our videos, because we batch film. So we want to make sure that we're getting our probiotics in before we film.
Your pre-alcohol probiotics.
Yes.
So here's the thing, guys. If you don't know about Z-Biotics, so you're new here. Well, if you're not new here, you know how much we love this stuff. We are customers.
We're believers.
We are customers. They sponsor, but we are customers, and we do subscribe and save to save even more money. it's awesome stuff. I mean, you just shake it up,
Wait, you gotta cheers.
It.
You gotta cheers.
She always makes me cheers her with these. Cheers to our health. Cheers. To your health. So it's a pre-alcohol probiotic that helps break down a byproduct of alcohol on the gut level, and it helps you from feeling crummy in the morning.
Yeah.
We got to get up. We got to go to work in the morning.
We do.
I got to wake up at 5 a.m. Ain't nobody got time to be feeling bad in the morning time. I want to wake up feeling refreshed. I want to wake up not having, any kind of negative side effects.
Digestive issues because of the alcohol we drank. But we do also stay hydrated as well.
And like my grandma used to always say, act like you got some sense, This is, you gotta drink water, you gotta get a good night's sleep, you gotta do all those things. But we were skeptical of ZBiotics, tried it. They do have a money back guarantee. If you happen to be one of those very rare birds that it does not work for, you can just get your money back. And we actually do know one person that has done that process.
And they
make it super easy to get the money back to you. But we wanted to be skeptical. I wanted to be skeptical and not believe them. I tried it. Total game changer. That's what we call it. It's the game changer. Yep. So we don't ever have more than one glass without having ZBiotics first.
Absolutely.
So if you want to get some money off, use our code STUFF, click the link in the description, or you can do what we did is do the subscribe and save. Plus that you can cancel it if it doesn't work for you, get your money back, like you said. But I mean, we have so many people in the community that are all about ZBiotics now, specifically because of, you see it out there, like you see it for a reason. It's because it works.
Absolutely.
So thanks ZBiotics for sponsoring tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much.
For taking care of us yesterday on our barrel pick. I mean,
for real.
It made us probably be able to stream today. I mean, we had to. Yeah. So.
All right, hold on. Let me get the correct.
Aaron's clicking and
I'm
clacking.
Sorry, there's so many that we need to organize.
It's under the banners.
We need to reorganize.
No, it's not. You can't. It's
some of the stuff that's no longer necessary. We should get rid of.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. All right,
we're back, and we're back.
No, we're not.
We are.
You got to click chat. There we go.
We're back though. They didn't know I couldn't see the chat.
So let's see. Scroll up a little bit. We got to do a little catching up.
Also, can you make it go the clicky thing? There. Thank you. So much
I tell her every time, I'm like, it's just the button right under the scroll.
I don't do it enough to remember. We do these once a month. Okay. So now I've scrolled all the way up.
All right. Yeah, that's about where we were.
Yeah.
All right. We got some more people joining in chat. Thank you guys for being here. Hit the like button on your way in. That helps a lot. Helps other people see that the stream is happening. So that's going to be very, very good. Mike James says, did anybody do some CS test football drafts this weekend? CS test, maybe fantasy football drafts. Is that like a typo? Maybe.
I don't know.
We've got one coming up. Oh yeah. He said fantasy football drafts this weekend. Okay. We've got our Stuff and Whiskey fantasy football draft coming up this coming weekend. Jeff Carr asked, how does ZBiotics compare to the $4 pre-drink shots that you can get at Walmart or the liquor store? I don't know how much scientific backing that stuff has. Like there's a lot of little things out there that are like, just some type of, whatever combination of what's the word I'm looking for?
Like energy drinks and things
No,
like
not that. Like what's the word I'm looking for? Like herbal remedy type of things.
Okay, yeah.
This is a scientific recreation of an enzyme that your liver produces that helps your body break down the acetaldehyde, the byproduct of alcohol.
Ooh, you sound so smart when you say that.
I mean, it's fun to say acetaldehyde too.
It is kind of fun.
But it helps break that down. I don't think $4 Walmart, I mean, I'm sure that there's some vitamins and nutrients in there that can't hurt.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have the scientific background that this does.
To break down things. Yeah.
For sure.
Hayden asked if we've ever tried Jefferson's on the channel.
No, maybe early on we tried a Jefferson's Groth cask, but that was a long time ago, very early on. I have heard the Tropics is a big step up from the Ocean line, which I haven't seen it yet. So, we haven't tried it yet. But speaking of what we're drinking tonight, you guys are going to get to pick. We have a lot of different options.
I wish you could see all of the sample bottles laid out in front of me. Like
and we're not gonna
covering up this whole desk area.
Yeah. We're not gonna bombard.
We're not
gonna
drink them all
with all of these samples. No. And we have multiple bottles, and we have a few flights and everything. So you guys are gonna get to pick what we drink tonight. we had to make sure we get our Z-Biotics in
Yes.
before we get into anything else. So you guys can tell we've got samples, bottles, or flights. Okay. Those are the three things that we're going to be working through tonight. And we'll maybe probably do some type of combination of those two.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we'll see. Outside the Star ask, have we tried tumbling dice single barrel? I don't think I've tried any tumbling dice. I don't think we have.
I've never heard of that before.
It's just sourced MGP.
Okay.
But apparently they get some pretty good barrels. So
cool.
Here, when it comes to source MGP, we've got Nashville Barrel Company right down the road. So it's hard to do much else sourced MGP when they're getting such good stuff. But have heard good things about tumbling dice. And I think they're a really good value buy.
Okay.
I think they're like $50 or $60 for a single barrel. And, you know.
Yeah. Be like a good single barrel. That's for sure.
All right. So we got all kinds of different stuff here. So I think maybe we can start off by asking chat what they would like to see us drink.
Do you want to give them some options?
Yeah. So I have some lower. Let's start off with some lower proof stuff to kind of get our palates warmed up here a little bit.
That's a good idea.
So we do have Shanks. I've never had Shanks before. This is the 2022 Shanks. We have Tin Cup 14 year. And we have, let's see, what would be a good, we have a Sagamore tequila.
Aiden, here's what we should drink. Mike's Hard Iced Tea. No, my first like alcoholic drink for real outside of a strawberry daiquiri was Mike's Hard Lemonade, which I just got sick off of all the sugar content from that. Not great. Not a good time.
No.
I turned 21, had some Mike's Hard Lemonade. Never again.
Not messing with that stuff. So
all right, I'm seeing a couple Shanks.
Yeah, let us know. Tin Cup 14, Shanks, or Sagamore tequila cask finished rye. Okay. So be very interesting. We got a few Shanks. Shanks seems to be ahead right now, but Tin Cup 14 is holding its own.
I mean, it has
holding its own.
One person.
Wow, I can't even talk right now.
One person.
No, Bill and Lionel both said Tin Cup.
Oh yeah, I see Lionel's.
The thing about Shanks is it's a cool bottle to try, right? Because it's not something that you find all the time.
Paul. Thank you, Paul. He asked if we got to try Jack Daniel's 12.
We do have a bottle of Jack Daniel's 12.
If so, what'd you think? He was underwhelmed.
I need to try it again.
We should try that.
I remember it being incredibly rich for what it was, like the 107 proof point. I remember it being like incredibly, incredibly rich on the nose. And then the palate, very much like just a very elevated version of Jack Daniel's. It is getting a lot of hype, and almost nothing lives up to the hype, in my opinion. So I'm not sure it's worth all the hype and like the crazy secondary prices. But I mean, I feel that way about most things. But yeah.
All right. So I'm seeing some Shanks and some Tin Cup 14, but I think I'm seeing more Shanks. Is it Shanks or Shanks?
Shanks. It's
Shanks. Shanks.
I've never heard anybody pronounce it Shanks.
Shanks. Well, you're saying, I thought it was Shanks.
Why don't
You're saying it like it has an A in it, but everyone says it has an E in it.
But you pronounce it Shanks. Everybody I've heard pronounce it is Shanks, and then Bombergers is the kind of the counterpart to it. Why don't we just try a little sip of Shanks and Tin Cup?
You're already doing too much. Like you said one.
Well, look, we haven't tried Tin Cup 14. We were probably going to put it in something for the channel, so we could save it for that. But let's try it now.
Okay.
So the Tin Cup is from our dear friend Barry Hawk, and the Shanks is from, I'm almost sure this is from Nathan Jurgensen.
Okay.
Almost sure.
We don't have a name on it anywhere? No. Okay.
No. Nathan Jurgensen and Mike James use the exact same labels and font and print size and everything. So
it's from one of those two.
It's either from Mike James or Nathan Jurgensen.
Okay.
But let's see how these two compare. So
okay. Are they similar?
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
what is Shanks?
You're looking at 84 proof, 14-year Tin Cup, which is like a $50 or I think it's like a $70 bottle.
Okay.
And then you're looking at Shanks, which is an annual release, much harder to find.
Okay.
And it's not a $70 bottle.
It's not a $70 bottle?
I think
what
it's
does
like
that mean?
I think it's like chat can let us know. I've never seen a bottle in person. We just don't get them here. So you want to start with the Tin Cup and
people were saying Shanks was a good way to start.
Okay. I think
So
it's
I'm
like an
gonna do that.
American whiskey. I've read, I just haven't paid much attention to it because the likelihood of me finding one is so low.
This
And
has a hint of stinky feet on it.
interesting. So here's the thing. One of the things we're going to talk about, one of the things I want to talk about tonight is the availability of bourbon, the secondary market pricing or stores marking stuff up and all that stuff.
Outside the SAR says Shanks is pretty sure $100.
Okay.
120 to 130, they're saying.
Yeah. It's probably like 200 or 300 on secondary or something like that.
Dang, Gina.
Or a price marked up store. 91.2 proof. But I've heard it's good.
Kind of smells like an old library books too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that library book smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the things you said about Rare Breed the first time you smelled it.
Oh, it was different though. That was like a sophisticated man in a cardigan walking into an old library made of all wood.
Okay.
With cologne on. It was like heaven.
Okay. So Scott's saying Shanks is a sour mash whiskey. So maybe a bourbon mash bill, but just not technically bourbon. Brian Miller asked, how do Shanks and Bombergers compare? Never had Bombergers. We do have it up here tonight. Oh. It's one of the things we could try.
This is pretty good.
It's a lot higher proof, 108 proof. I'm sure I would like Bombergers better, but everything I've heard is it's very year dependent. Like some years Shanks is the better bottle, some years Bombergers is the better bottle. I think most people do like skew towards Bombergers. Yeah.
This is good. It's sweet, maybe a little bit too sweet for me to drink a lot of.
Yeah.
But there's like a sharpness to it as well.
Okay.
Which I didn't expect in something lower proof.
Okay. You want to try the Tin Cup 14 to see how it compares?
Sure. Let's do it. Let me take some water.
Nimrax is here. Said hadn't been around recently. Been rebuilding the kids' bathroom. Man, that is a tall task.
I think bathroom and kitchen renovations are a beast.
Oh, this Shanks is smelling great. What does this remind me of? You said stinky feet.
A little bit.
This kind of has some
it's like a
elements.
Whiff walking by.
It has some elements of. There are some like wild turkey type of notes in here, which is odd. It's like the funk, the oak funk, and the cherry note.
So the Tin Cup has more of like a cherry flavor to me. You said cherry as I was sipping it, so maybe that just got put into my head. But this has more of a cherry.
Okay, that Shanks is solid. Did you say sharp on it?
Just a hint.
Yeah, it's like and this is the 2022, not the 2023. But it is
this is good
generally soft. But it has the spice that's on it is kind of sharp.
Yeah, and I think I didn't get spice. I just got the sharp part of the spice. On the Tin Cup, I'm actually getting some spice, and it's a little warm.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's lower proof. That's 84 proof.
It feels a little bit higher proof after I'm drinking it. The finish is a little longer.
On that?
On this.
Interesting. So the age is coming through.
Is this older, the Tin Cup? Oh, 14.
Yeah.
Duh.
I mean, I don't know the age on Shanks. I don't think it's age stated.
Okay.
But it's not 14 years old.
Yeah. I'd say between the two, I might prefer the Tin Cup just because the finish is a little longer and there's like a little bit more flavor there.
Yeah.
And I can see the Shanks being maybe slightly too sweet after several sips for me.
Okay. What's Justin say? Paul and I meant to bring a bottle of Shanks, but forgot it. That's okay.
It's all right. We're trying it now. We're trying it now.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Would I pay $100 for it if that's retail, 100 or 120?
I probably wouldn't. How much is the Tin Cup? 14.
Like 70, I think. Here's the thing, when it comes to bottles like that, you're buying the bottle like how do I want to say this? There's not a 90 proof bottle that I'm willing to pay 3 digits for.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's just not. But when it comes to something like Shanks, part of the reason you're buying it is because it's a bottle you can't typically get your hands on. So you're kind of paying in part for the whiskey and in part for the rarity. So that's where the kind of the balancing act comes in.
I get that. While you're sipping that, do you want to go through some of our nice little talking points you put over there?
Mm-hmm.
What you think? Are you still on the Shanks? What do you want?
I'm on the tin cup.
I wish you would have gotten our logo glasses so we could keep these like figure out which ones
It's fine.
they are.
We'll work it out.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, so I actually like the Shanks better by a large margin.
Interesting. Why?
Yeah. Not that the Tin Cup 14 is not good. It is. The way the oak is coming through on the Tin Cup 14, I see why you like it. There's just like a little bit more like musty barrel in this.
In Tin Cup?
Yeah, like the sweetness that is there is kind of similar on both of them. It's kind of fruit forward, cherry, but in the Tin Cup 14, the oak is coming through in kind of a musty type of way. And the Shanks is a little more clean.
Maybe I like that though. I think I do.
Yeah. I think
I love you, but what am I so afraid of? Afraid of I'm not here for the
Pause for
one
music break.
I don't know the rest of the words. I spoke too soon.
Yeah. Bill says, or Greg says, I'd pay 3 digits for Dusty Turkey. Depends on the Dusty Turkey, but I would.
Not he, you. He said Josh would pay.
I would do that, yeah. Depending on the Dusty Turkey. But we've had better Dusties than Dusty Turkey. That Dusty Yellowstone, 1978 Yellowstone.
Oh my gosh, that was the best.
Bill says I'd pay 100 for a Sazerac 18 in a nanosecond. Well, yeah, that's different.
Not Bill. You.
Yeah. I said, Bill said you'd pay. I'm literally reading his chat.
Bill say
Okay.
You said Bill said I'd pay, but Bill's not talking about himself. He's talking about you.
Oh, okay. So Wigmaster asked a great question. Is age ever better than proof?
I guess it depends on priorities for you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there are people out there that really love age over proof, but flavor is what I like. I like a big flavor punch, and it's hard to get that without some proof backing it. It's also hard to get that without some age backing it too. So it's a little bit of a balancing act.
Yeah, it's a balance.
But I think anything in like that, like 8 to 12 year range, like, you could even expand it to like really like 5 to 15 years, 5 to 15 or 16 years. But like really that 8, 12 year range is kind of the sweet spot for my palate.
Bill says, you, Joshua, have said that you would never pay 3 digits for a 90 proofer. Just calling you out.
Did I say I wouldn't, or would I say it's very difficult to?
I can imagine you saying I wouldn't pay.
Probably.
You wouldn't say, I can't imagine I would ever. You would say I wouldn't pay 3 digits for 90 proof. I can hear you saying that.
By the way, Gary, I think up a little bit, said that the shirt was fire, I think. Yeah.
Oh, the Barrels for Hope shirt?
Yeah. This is for the Barrels for Hope members, this is the athletic shirt, which is just, it has more of a poly blend in it, and it's a little slimmer than the standard cut, but
I would say it fits a little bit more true to size.
Yeah. And it's super, super soft.
Mm-hmm.
We were up at Middle West Spirits in Columbus, Ohio.
This weekend.
Today,
in fact. We actually this morning.
We drove back this morning, but we were up there doing a Stuff and Whiskey and with Joe Carter, Maumee Valley Whiskey Society collaborative pick for Middle West. We were doing a Middle West Spirits pick for
Stuff and Whiskey MVP. So our channel.
And then we ended up actually picking 2 barrels because they're 30-gallon barrels, and they're individually amazing. One is like really jammy. The other one is like oaky and has some like earthy elements from the barrel, but then it has this like really, really good brown sugary type note to it, and like kind of a heavy caramel too. And then what happens is when you mix them together, they're amazing. And they were like, we could mix these for you. And I was like, well, they're really good apart too.
Yeah.
So we picked 2 barrels, and they're going to be not sold as a set. You can buy one or the other, or both. The move, I think, is to get both and then mix them and see which one.
2 bottles, but you can get 3 pours from it. 3 different drinks.
It's like a BOGO.
I love a BOGO.
Like
buy one, get one.
It's like buy 2, get 1 free.
Yeah, but that's fine.
A bit go.
You call it a BOGO.
No. But anyways, those are going to be awesome. Super happy with those. And they said that they bottle in cycles. So those are going to be bottled real soon.
In a few weeks.
Yeah.
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 So we were there doing that pick, and then that was in the morning yesterday, and then in the afternoon, the Barrels for Hope crew did a pick as well.
Yeah.
A Middle West Spirit. So
Yeah.
I was not part of that. I'm not part of Barrels for Hope, but Josh is, and several of you guys are, I'm sure. So.
And those were the 53-gallon barrels, so it's a higher yield, and it's funny to try the 30-gallon 5.5-year barrels versus the 53-gallon 4.5-year barrels and see how they compared. It was fascinating.
Yeah. So Middle West Spirits, y'all, they are legit.
Yeah.
Like we had a great time. So hospitable. The facility is
small but amazing.
Square footage wise, it's not that large, but they're doing a lot of stuff there. They're really making the most of what they've got, and they're putting out good products. So we're excited. I'm excited for our pick.
Yeah.
Picks, plural, I guess.
And then for anybody that is part of our Patreon or Joe Carter's Whiskey Society up in the Toledo area, Maumee Valley area, if you're part of those, either one of those and Barrels for Hope, you're going to, if you get all three different ones, like that's going to be an absolutely amazing academic experience in whiskey to try the different ages. You know, essentially it's like being on the pick, you know, like you're getting to try different barrels from the same distillery.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really cool. Speaking of picks, we do have to catch you guys up on some stuff.
Yeah, let's do it.
So by the way, we had a great time in Ohio.
Yeah.
With the crew that we had up there, the Barrels for Hope crew. We had some Stuff and Whiskey and some Maumee Valley Whiskey Society people up there.
It was a good crew.
It was an awesome time. I think at one point for dinner on Saturday, we had like 18 people. We were in overflow.
Yeah.
We took up like half of Middle West Spirits dining facility pretty much, which amazing food, amazing cocktails, amazing whiskey. One of my favorite, like to do craft whiskey and to do it well is hard. And we were all hanging out, doing picks all day long, tasting different whiskeys and stuff. And at the end of it, we're sitting around at the dinner table at the end of the night. And I just had to like kind of stop everybody and be like, guys, all day long, we've been drinking craft whiskey. Nobody has smelled or tasted anything and said, you know, I get that crafty note.
Yeah.
Like it's
None
not
of it.
there.
It doesn't exist in there, any of their products.
Yes. So when you have companies like you guys have heard us sing Hard Truth praise.
Oh, thank you, JG.
Thank you so much, man. Get in now.
Whiskey cheers.
So yeah, Jay's in that $5, every $5 is one entry.
Mm-hmm.
I will craft the flight based on the best barrels that we've gotten and what you like the best.
Yep. You continue your train of thought. Let me do the thank you and then continue your story.
What was I saying?
I don't know. That's your job to know.
Just like Hard Truth and Middle West Spirits, places like that are making their own stuff that it's not crafty at all. That is amazing. Yeah. Like that is amazing. I think this stuff, the dark pumpernickel rye, these were the picks that we did.
Okay, so Paula just said something about the dark pumpernickel. I was going to show it as soon as you said it. Middle West dark pumpernickel rye cask strength is like the Stag Junior ryes. Yeah. I can get behind that statement.
Well, and it's not like you don't have to love rye, or what am I trying to say here? It's not like herbaceous and dilly and like super minty like a lot of 95.5 MGP ryes are. This is a is it on here? It's a 4-grain rye. It has wheat in the mash. So it's like 80%.
They told us, and I can't remember what he said.
It's like 80% rye, 10% wheat, and then like 5% something, and then 5% barley or something. Yeah. But the dark pumpernickel rye, it just gives it like this kind of tempered sweetness, kind of like a really nice chocolate. And they were all so good. Like we picked 3 barrels, we tasted 6 barrels, picked 3 of them. There wasn't a bad one in the bunch. It's just it was really splitting hairs. Like what do you want? Yeah. But this stuff is amazing. This stuff is like $45. It's in 45 markets out there.
45 states.
45 states. Yeah. 96 proof. This is their regular, but if you can get a pick, those are the ones to do. I also have to highlight, if you guys like rye, I'm telling you, man, Hard Truth High Road Rye. This stuff right here. Yes. And Hard Truth isn't as in many market. They're not in as many markets as Middle West Spirits, but this stuff right here, 93 proof, and it's like a 3-year.
It's a shocker that it's 93 proof because the flavor you get with it is so good. It's a ball of flavor.
Yeah, and this is a new to market product. Like they just released this very recently. So those, honestly, I think those two ryes right there, and people are putting the mash bill. I'm seeing Bill and Paula are putting the mash bill down in the comments.
Has the percentages: 80% rye, 10% corn, 5 barley, 5 wheat.
There you go. And so
thank you, Walt.
Those two are like, thank you so much, Walt. Those two ryes right there are both under $50, under 100 proof. I don't think there's a legacy distillery that can beat them.
Oh,
I don't think
them's fighting words
for those parameters, right? Like,
yeah.
You could talk about Old Forester 100 proof rye, and that's kind of its own thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is a very high value bottle. That's what big distilleries can do. But you take stuff like I don't think Michter's single barrel rye, the $45 bottle, I don't think it's as good as either one of those.
Is it under 100 proof?
Yep.
Michter's, yeah.
I don't think, Sazerac rye, definitely not as good as those.
Yeah.
Elijah Craig's rye, the 94 proofer, it's good, but it's not as good as those are. And they're unique too.
Yeah.
So I would, understand if you're not a super big rye person. Most people lean more towards bourbon.
You tend to not be a rye person. You've come
Those
around to like well-crafted ryes that
Yeah.
you think are balanced and a little bit maybe more towards a bourbon drinker's palate.
Yeah.
But historically, you do not claim to be a rye guy.
Yeah. Santiago's in.
Thank you, Santiago.
Thanks so much, man. Yeah, it is tough. The algorithm I'm getting frustrated because there's channels that I like that the algorithm's not showing me. I'm considering like going and unsubscribing and then resubscribing immediately, just so that they're a recent subscription and the algorithm shows them to me.
Is that
more
how
often.
the algorithm works, though? Do we even know?
I think so. Yeah, it shows you who you subscribe to most recently more often, and your older subscriptions, I don't think you get to see them as much.
Interesting.
Outside the Star asked if Hard Truth's in Wisconsin yet. I don't know.
Don't know.
Scott asked about Emerald Giant. Well, I will say this. I hope Hard Truth gets into many more markets. People need to try it. Emerald Giant, Scott asked about, and Mr. Mom asked about Bullet Rye. Both of those are way more rye, like your kind of classic ryes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as, thank you so much, Chewbacca.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank you so much, man. That's 2 entries. Got you in there.
Yep.
The Bullet Rye and Emerald Giant Rye are way more like rye forward ryes.
Yeah.
These bring just like, I think, a little bit more complexity.
Mm-hmm.
Am I being a prisoner of the moment here? Like, we've all had rye forward ryes.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get something that's like made with dark pumpernickel rye, that's a totally different spin on the flavor profile of rye, or you get the Hard Truth rye, which is, again, it is rye, but it's different. It doesn't taste like everything else.
Yeah. And
it doesn't taste like craft either. So it's like you're getting really good quality and something different. I don't think I'm being a prisoner of the moment.
What does that mean?
Like, I'm not just gravitating toward the new thing because it's the new thing.
Oh, gotcha.
You
don't tend to do that.
Yeah.
Historically.
Derek asked what we think of Angel's Envy Rye. That's just incredibly sweet. Like, it is massively sweet.
It's a candy bar drink.
Yeah. It's like a Christmas whiskey.
Yeah.
And it's like a 1 glass.
Yeah.
Andrew asked if we've tried Penelope Toasted Rye. Usually a big fan of toasted ryes, but we've not tried Penelope's. I also want to say Brandon Amaker asked if we've ever considered, I think he asked a while back, if we considered a Southern Collective Spirits pick. We have not considered one. Not that we wouldn't. I know they do get some really good barrels, and they are local here to Nashville. So we definitely should consider one. Yeah, man.
Thanks, Michael.
So thank you so much. Yeah, Michael. That's the thing. It's like when I put together blinds, this is for the super chats, I try to make them fun and informative. Those are like my 2 criteria. So once I know kind of what you like, I can kind of build a blind.
Yeah, Josh really has fun creating these flights for the giveaway winners.
And I can tell you, depending on what you pick, like 5 of these bottles are going to be amazing bottles. And then, or like single barrel picks, stuff you've never tried before, maybe from a company you might have tried, but not a single barrel you've ever tried. Or they're going to be like a really ridiculously priced product that sits on shelf or is available, doesn't necessarily sit on shelves, but you can get it. Maybe you've not tried it. And then I always like to sneak in like one in there that's just something that's very regular,
Mm,
but really good that can give some of the higher
see,
price
yeah.
stuff a run for its money. So not to spoil anything, but that's kind of what I go for.
Kind of did, but
yeah,
that's okay.
All right, we have no glassware here, so
I'm tired already, y'all.
let's.
We've had a big.
I want to ask the chat this.
Okay.
This is from Joe and Kathy Graves. Is there an interest in chat to see us try the Sagamore Spirit Distillers Select Manhattan finish?
What's that?
Well, you love Manhattans.
But how do you do a Manhattan finish?
This is a rye that has been finished in a barrel like a barrel-aged Manhattan barrel.
Oh, interesting.
So, do you guys want to see us try this real quick?
Say yes.
I basically just want to see what Aaron thinks about this. And Joe and Kathy gave us this a while back, so cannot thank them enough. They actually gave us a few samples. We have a barley wine cask finish, a Rio cider cask finish rye, and we have this Manhattan finish rye. I think the Manhattan finish will make the best content for us to try right now.
Maybe. No one's paying attention to us. They're all talking to each other in
Yeah.
chat. That's okay. Oh, John said yes. I take that.
Hey, we got one yes.
We got one yes. Oh, Brandon said yes.
Right. I just needed somebody to say yes. All right. Well, that's on there. I tried to do the thing where I didn't take the plastic wrap off, and it didn't work. All right. Let's give this a shot. And we're doing little sips tonight and just trying a multitude of things.
Yeah. Smell this guy.
So again, we have to.
This smells interesting.
We have to thank Z-Biotics for sponsoring tonight. We also have a giveaway going.
Yes.
That we were just talking about. We're on Central Time, but we will pull that at we're gonna go about an hour and a half tonight.
Yeah.
We were at Sagamore picking a bunch of barrels.
Nope, not Sagamore. Middle West Spirits.
We're at Middle West. We're drinking Sagamore. We were at Middle West picking barrels yesterday, hanging out Friday night, hanging out last night. We drove back today, got in at 4 o'clock.
Took a nap.
Immediately went to sleep for an hour, and then got up and kind of did our thing around the house.
So this smells finished. You know how sometimes you can smell when something's finished? It smells finished. It's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It's just a thing. I'm notating it.
Yeah, I think this is admittedly a heavy-handed type of thing.
Yeah. Greg, about 40 minutes till a cutoff on the giveaway.
We're going to cap it at 9:20 our time, and then we'll kind of wrap things up.
Aw, thanks, Lisa.
There we go. Thank you, Lisa. All right, so we were talking about Middle West.
Yep.
Since the last time we live streamed, we did barrel picks at Wild Turkey. We picked a Russell's Reserve and a Kentucky Spirit. And if you're interested in any of these picks, they're hold for reaction.
I don't know. Keep going.
Okay. You got to figure it out.
It's different. It's good, but it's different. Okay. Keep going.
So we picked a couple barrels at Wild Turkey, and
that was fun.
These will be available through our Patreon and also the Bourbon Judge and SLB Drinks.
Yeah.
So depending on where you're at. And we also have a Frey Ranch pick that we've gotten word that will be released any day now. We don't know when the turkeys will be available, but we do know that the Frey Ranch is coming soon, as is our
This tastes like a Manhattan. There's a cocktail vibe to it.
Yeah. And rightfully so, right?
And some spice.
Norman, thank you for subscribing, man. Happy to have you on board.
Yeah.
Some spice, huh?
A little bit of spice on the back end. Not hating that.
So Nate asked what our favorite Sagamore expression is.
Double oaked rye.
For regular release, yeah, for you. For sure.
Just period.
I like the sherry finish. I like the sherry finish from Sagamore, and I love Sagamore picks. Oh, we're doing a Sagamore pick in 2 weeks.
Oh, we are? Is it virtual though? It's virtual.
It'll be a virtual pick. We'll live stream it, or it might be live streamed on the Bourbon Judge. We're going to do that one that one's going to be us, the Bourbon Judge, and shared pour. So that's going to be its own thing, and it will be streamed somewhere. If you're subscribed to the channel, you will hear about it.
We'll let you know.
Yeah, if you're on Patreon, you will hear about it.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you so much, man. Agreed. Yeah, they do really good work.
Thanks, Tim. Drinking some Redwood Empire.
Ooh, you're not
Grizzly
kidding.
Beast. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
It smells wild.
That's a great name for a bottle.
Grizzly Beast.
That's what they used to call me back in high school.
No, you're White Velvet.
I mean, nobody's looking at me and buying that I was ever called Grizzly Beast. Let's be honest.
You didn't grow your beard till 5 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, this is wild on the nose. Like it's hard to describe, right? Like you said, you know when you can tell something's finished.
Yeah.
This has that.
But
Like
it's hard to describe what that is
right.
unless you have had that smell, unless you've smelled
it
something like that
definitely
before.
smells like a Manhattan. But it's not, you know.
Thank you, Craig.
Thank you so much, man. It smells like a Manhattan that just has a whole lot of rye in it. Like it's not a balanced cocktail. It's real rye heavy. Dunning asked if all our picks are going to be the 3 channels. No, definitely not. So the SLB Drinks, Bourbon Judge, and us, that is just a fun thing that the 3 of us, our channels together are doing. And it's for charity. So every single one of those picks, we will mark the bottles up $10. And that money is going to go, at least from the Frey Ranch pick, is going to go to St. Jude's. All the picks may go to St. Jude's.
We haven't decided.
We haven't yet decided. We're working that out. But that is a specific charity effort. We do our charity effort, which, by the way, that's one of our talking points tonight. Next month, that's like the deadline. We need to start getting bottle donations in for our mental health charity stuff. But through Barrels for Hope, we also support, we support American Cancer Society through them. We support Folds of Honor through them, and we support Make-A-Wish. I almost said American Cancer Society twice. Plus the mental health charity that we support through our live stream.
So let's keep it to the question.
I'm about to answer it.
The SLB Drinks thing, and then we need our other barrel picks.
The SLB Drinks, the Bourbon Judge, we want to support more charities. So that's a way that we can support a children's charity like St. Jude's,
right,
without interfering on what we're doing on the other charity fronts that we've got going on.
Right.
So that's going to be what those specific picks are. We are of a size within Patreon where we need to make sure that we can move barrels. We don't need inventory sitting at retailers. They'll never let us pick anything else if we leave them on the hook for, cases and cases and cases of whiskey. So the way to do that is collaborative picks. Plus we get to hang out with our friends like Marcus, pick barrels. You guys get to get really great whiskey from it. I personally enjoy collaborative picks.
So some of our picks will be the collaborative picks with Bourbon Judge and SLB Drinks and maybe Bourbon Judge and some other channels. Some of our other picks are the S&W MVP picks, which is Stuff and Whiskey in conjunction with the Maumee Valley Whiskey Society, which is run by Joe Carter, who's here in chat.
In the chat.
So we will say on the picks we'll have the label, the sticker, or the logo. That's what it's called. If it's a S&W MVP pick, or if it's what we're calling the judge and jury picks, which is the picks we're doing with the Bourbon Judge. And then we have one-offs, right? Like us with the Bourbon Judge and Shared Pour. That's a 3-way collaborative pick that doesn't fit under either of those other 2 umbrellas. So it's more about what do we get to pick? What do we have the opportunity to pick? And is it good? We're not picking stuff we're not picking stuff just to pick stuff. Picking barrels, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes resources, especially if it's in person, but it's a process. Yeah. And we only want to pick good stuff. So that's the point. We want to make it available to you guys. Yeah. And this is a way that we can do that. And we get to have fun. Hopefully it gets you guys excited about the picks. I think it's really cool when, like, if you like us, that's great. But if you like us and the Bourbon Judge and we do a pick together, that's even more greater. Exciting. Yeah. Like, we love Marcus, so let's do a pick with him. Yeah. Like, it makes me more excited about the picks too. Yeah. So we will always do that, and we will shoot for the SLB Drinks, Bourbon Judge, and our picks. We're only going to do maybe 3 or 4 of those a year. Maybe not even that many. It's more opportunity based. Yeah, as they come our way. Yeah. Craig asks, how do we join this? It's all through Patreon, and it's all tier based. So it just starts at the top tiers, works its way down. Once update time for that. Yeah. That's one of the things. Good segue. Updates galore. Our Starlight pick is coming any day now. It is en route to retail, and then it will be listed on the website and available. We'll have more information coming soon on Patreon for that. The Frey Ranch is coming. These Middle West spirits are going to be turned around. Like they said, they're bottling in 2 weeks, so they may be to retail in like the next month or so. Potentially, yeah. What else do we have? Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, in like 2 weeks, we're doing a Sagamore pick. I think they're bottling that fairly fast as well. They're coming up on bottling. And then we've got in October,
we're going to do a 1792 foolproof pick. And then near the end of the year, we're probably going to do another National Barrel Company pick and another Blue Note Juke Joint uncut pick.
Sweet.
So we got a lot of, and that's not even all the stuff we're working on in the pipeline.
Yeah.
That's just what we know
So
is
we've got a
happening.
lot
Like,
of
we have
stuff
dates.
coming.
We have like specific dates for all that stuff.
Save your pennies.
Yeah. So yeah, that's coming up.
That's coming up.
This Manhattan finish. I'm not a big Manhattan guy. I like old fashions.
Have you tried it yet?
No.
Try it. You've been smelling it this whole time. It tastes kind of wild.
Oh, it does have a lot of spice to it. Not
Yeah.
like
It's interesting because it's very sweet up front. It's almost like you taste. You know how
Yeah.
they put that cherry in the Manhattan? It's almost like you
the
kind
black
of
cherry.
the Luxardo cherry. You taste that kind of, and then once that's gone, it's like a spice cake.
Yeah.
Almost like still sweet but kind of spicy.
Outside the Star says Wisconsin is a hand-to-hand state, so my chances of winning don't exist. I don't know what hand-to-hand means.
I think
necessarily
all states are technically hand-to-hand states. If I'm understanding what he's saying.
For
hand delivery.
For this tonight, we will make arrangements via private for hire courier service to hand deliver the flight
the
to
winnings.
you if you win.
Yes.
You have to email us at stuffandwhiskey@gmail.com. We know some people.
Brian Miller just asked, did we tease a possible swag senior?
I don't know. We'll see. It will. We will
know.
100% be going in for a 5-year Kentucky source.
This is in relation to our upcoming Nashville Barrel Company pick. We did a previous one with ADHD whiskey called Swag Junior, if you guys don't know, which was amazing. One of my favorites of all time. And so that's what Brian was referencing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I blacked out and started laughing because Greg's comment, Josh smells his new Fujifilm lenses for a week before he starts using them.
Probably. He reads all the instructions though, and all the how-tos.
So anyways, we did the Middle West stuff, right? That was this weekend. I know Jason and Scott had the Summer Jam. We wish we could have been in 2 places at once. There was no way though. Yeah. We missed Pours in the Park and Summer Jam this year. Due to scheduling conflicts. But anybody that was there, I mean, from what I've gathered, it looked like a great time. I'm confident that Jason and Scott aren't going to put on anything that's not an awesome time. But is anybody here in chat that went to that? Are you recovered yet? How did it go? Be curious to hear how it went.
Also, it's hot in here now. I always get hot when we sit here.
I even turned the air down before we started.
I know. I'm going to have to turn it down some more because I don't want to take off the sweater because...
All right, guys.
I'm a girl and I'm silly.
We've got a couple things. Let's go ahead and get into the next thing.
Okay.
All right. Hemingway rye is something that's kind of floating around out there a little bit now.
What's its deal? What's its
story? It's 100 proof, and I don't know much about the story. I know the bottle is really cool looking.
Okay.
We could also try High West the Prisoner finished rye.
I feel like we've
it's a wine finished rye.
Had something like that before.
We've had something. This is all whiskey. We've had stuff like this before.
No,
we've never had this.
We've had something called Prisoner before.
No, we haven't had anything like this. So let's give some options. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Okay, we've got 3 kind of unique ryes. We've got Hemingway rye, we've got High West the Prisoner, or we've got the Jack Daniel's Tennessee Taster Jamaican Allspice. So you guys pick Hemingway, High West Prisoner, or Jack Jamaican Allspice. Okay. Let us know in the chat what you want to see us drink.
People are saying Pours in the Park was fantastic.
Wow. Bourbon Retriever says Jason brought a Turkey 101 from 1979. Wow. That's amazing.
We're getting some Jack Daniels.
JG says AC can't handle Aaron.
No, y'all. Also, my fingers are swelling. This is what happens when we start filming. I get really hot, and then my hands start swelling, and then my wedding ring starts hurting my finger.
I just need that moved up like that so I can see the bottom comment.
Okay.
All right. It looks like Jack right now is the winner, but it does look like High West Prisoner might be putting up a little bit of a fight. All right. So should we be at Pours in the Park? And if I'm sure Jason and Scott will do Summer Jam next year. I know this was their first one. But yeah, should we be there next year?
Todd asked if we've ever tried that sample of 4-Gate he sent us. The proof is hot. Hold on. I can't read that. The
proof on it is how hot the back of my package car was last week. So package car being the UPS delivery trucks. I say package car all the time because that's what they're called. Erin gets mad at me. She's like, people don't know what package cars are.
Unless you're in the shipping industry, you don't know what package car is. I mean, you can kind of deduce. But at the same time, why would you try to make someone try to understand what you're saying? Just be clear. To be unclear is to be unkind. That is my motto.
Oh, good grief.
Be clear. Actually, that's Dave Ramsey's motto, but I stole it. Now it's my motto.
Matt Burns says you're making me crazy. Okay,
that's what I was thinking that.
It looks like
Matt, when Josh said that, I was like, "You're making me crazy, Matt."
So the Hemingway Rye is from Jeff and Angie Stichler, as is the Jack Daniel's Tennessee Taster Jamaican Allspice.
Boom! I was right because we have had something called Prisoner before. We've
not had that one either.
Yes, huh?
No, we haven't.
Yes, huh?
No, that bottle released last year. We never tried it though.
Well, I knew about it. And
the wine, the Prisoner exists. It's in the grocery stores and stuff.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
We've had that.
No, we haven't.
We've had the wine.
No, we haven't. It's like a $50 bottle of wine. I've never bought a bottle of it.
Okay, well. Thank you, Gordon.
And then
he says Jack Daniels.
Mark Christensen sent us this High West Prisoner. We will be trying this. Very excited about it. But Jack Daniels wins out.
Yep. Eric says I may be thinking of Bardstown the Prisoner. I am. I could have sworn we've had that, but Josh says we didn't. And if he says we didn't, then we didn't. So
it's literally my job to remember what she has had and does like.
It is, so I have to believe him.
But she still likes to question me, though. There's so much doubt.
That's what a good wife does, you know?
I'm not sure that that's correct.
Gotta keep you on your toes, man.
Keep me honest.
Keep you honest. I'll let you try that first while I'm refilling my water.
Okay, so I don't have any clue what Jamaican allspice is supposed to do to a rye. Actually, I don't know that this is a rye. I might need to look this up. It might be their Tennessee whiskey.
Can I smell?
Yeah, it definitely smells like Jack Daniels on the nose, like a prominent banana note. It has kind of like a Bananas Foster. We had Bananas Foster at Middle West last night, and it has that kind of richness to it.
Interesting.
Let me look it up. It smells really good.
Outside the Star says High West has a Prisoner as well. Maybe that's what I'm... Yeah, there's something I thought we had that was called the Prisoner, but...
Yeah, we've never had any Prisoner stuff at all.
This smells hot and spicy.
So this is their Tennessee whiskey finished in toasted Jamaican allspice wood. 100 proof. I don't want to read the notes.
Don't read the notes.
It smells like their Tennessee whiskey. In a blind, I need to smell it again to see if I would know that it was finished, but I for sure would think it was Jack Daniels or Brown-Forman.
I don't know what's going on here.
Hey, Travis. Raise a glass to Travis. Congratulations, man. Happy anniversary. 12th anniversary today.
Congrats, Travis.
Congrats, man.
Thank you for being on here on your anniversary. This is interesting. There's not a lot of flavor to me.
Really? Well, 100 proof.
Like, the
nose is nice.
I have feelings. Like, there's feelings going on here, but there's not a lot of flavor.
Not liking it?
It's okay. It's not bad. Like, I feel a spice. Like, I feel the alcohol, but I don't taste anything. And that's probably just my bad because I don't have a sophisticated palate.
We are coming off of the Sagamore spirits. Yeah, it smells like a Jack Daniels nose. There is a little something in there that's a twist, but I don't know that I would pick that up blind. Man, it smells good to me. It smells really good.
No, it smells good. And it's like there's a lingering finish. There's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of feelings going on here. I feel the spice. I feel the heat, but I don't taste much. I don't know. I
know exactly what you mean. It's more of an experience pour than a flavorful pour.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's weird. There very interesting things are going on right now.
Yeah, right.
It almost feels like the flavors have been watered down, but it envelops your palate somehow, and it really blooms in the back of the palate with like this spiciness,
with like feelings.
Yeah,
like I don't know how else to describe it other than there are feelings happening in my mouth. Take that for what you will.
Welcome to the live stream.
No flavor.
By the way, to answer Todd's question, yes, we did try the 4-gate 144 proof hazmat.
Oh, this one?
No, it was a while back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was on the question that you highlighted, and we got off on the package car tangent.
Oh.
We tried it on which live stream was that? Oh, it was last month, July. It was the Hot Whiskey Summer. It was in a blind flight against an Elijah Craig Pirate bottle, King of Kentucky, Coy Hill Single Barrel, Coy Hill Small Batch, and the 4-gate 144 proof. And it happened early in the stream because I had to get to the Hot Ones challenge,
That's
the
right.
Hot Wings.
Yeah.
So go back and catch last month's live stream.
Yeah.
That 4-gate is very good.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Michael says, Aaron, you are a professional whiskey taster. Don't sell yourself short. Thank you, Michael.
Wigmaster just commented, mouth feelings.
Mouth feelings. I'm having mouth feelings right now. That's what I should start saying.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that. Thank you, Wigmaster. Also, I'm going to take my sweater off. I'm just too hot.
Wow.
I'm so sorry. I don't want to do it. I don't like my arms on camera, but y'all are just going to have to see my arms. Sorry about that. Oh, thank you, Jeff and Angie.
Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the sample. This is from you guys.
It's
the
wild.
allspice. It is. I do wish there was more flavor to accompany the experience.
I do too.
Like,
there were good mouth feelings. I just wanted some flavor to go with them.
It kind of tastes to me like a slightly off-profile 94 proof Jack Daniel's pick, but there's like a little something else in there from the finishing, but it really comes through on the back of the palate, not in like a prickly spicy way. It just kind of blooms and envelops things. It's nice. I like it, but I wish there were more flavor. Same, bro. With those Tennessee tasters, or now they call them the distillery series, those are like a Tennessee only release. But what they do is they workshop stuff. So right now, what's coming out, the Heritage, the twice barreled Heritage release, that's the double barreled or twice barreled oak, twice barreled toasted oak rye or whatever that's coming out this year. Coming out now, I think it's out now. I saw Jason C over at Mash and Drum did a review of it. Well, they had a toasted oak rye 100 proof Tennessee taster or distillery series release in a 375.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you so much. They had that, and now it's a special release. It just has more age on it. Those came out last year. Now they're a little older. So yeah.
Not my guns, y'all. I have 0 upper body strength. I'm going to start working out tomorrow. So just be prepared. I keep saying this. I think I've said this for the whole 2 years on our channel.
All right.
Yeah. But I'm not going to have guns ever. I've never had upper body strength, and I probably will never.
We got 137 people here. Thank you so much for being here. Hit that like button, please. Yeah. Super easy to do, and it helps a ton. Also, we have a giveaway going on.
I was going to say that.
Definitely check that out if you want to throw some money in. Put your hat in the ring. It will be, the flight that you get will be tailored to your preferences. So you just have to email us if you win. Email us at stuffandwhiskey@gmail.com. I'll reply, find out what you really like, and then whatever 6 best bottles we've gotten this summer that kind of fit your profile and what you like, it will be crafted to your preferences. Yep. So you'll get some good stuff for sure. All right, let's go ahead and move on down the line. This should be an interesting one right here. So we tried Shanks earlier. We do have the 2022 Bombergers that we could try, or we could try the Magi, which was a Shelf Turds or whiskeychannel.com bourbon wrench pick that went through, and it was in collaboration with Gene Nassif over at Cat's Eye Distillery. It's a 24-year Armagnac finished rye. I think there's even some more finishing going on in there too. So do we try the Bomberger since we tried Shanks earlier, or do we try the Magi? You guys tell us.
Let us know.
Tell us in chat. We'll drink what you want us to drink.
Yeah.
We got a lot of stuff.
Todd asked if we got to the Southern Whiskey Society.
No, we drove back from Columbus, Ohio this morning because we were up there for a Middle West Spirits. We ended up picking 3 barrels up there.
Ooh, we got 2 Bombergers, 3 Bombergers, 2 Magi.
All right. It's close.
Hot in the ring. I'm not
Hat in the ring.
Oh, hat in the ring. Sorry. My contacts. Hat in the ring. I'm not sure I appreciate the ball joke.
It was a shot across the bow right at you, JG. All right, everybody's saying Bombergers is winning out. Let's go.
All right, yep.
So this is the sample thanks to James Farley. I think we'll do like I always do too much on live streams. Like I try to do like a 10 pour blind flight or something.
Facts.
We have so many samples. Like working through some of them in this way is a fun way to kind of do some samples.
Yeah.
Give some thanks for people.
Yeah.
It's not blind, but we do have some blind samples over here that we could try.
I think every once in a while it's okay to do things not blind for us. I feel like we do everything blind, which I love.
Yeah.
But sometimes I like to know what I'm drinking.
All right. What do you think about Bombergers? It's fun to say if you do it with like that little.
Which one is the other one?
This one.
That one's the Shanks.
Mm-hmm. Shanks for the memories.
Oh. That's a good song.
Who is that?
Fall Out Boy.
That sounds right.
I think. Thanks for the memories. But the word memories has no vowels in it.
Yeah. Yeah, Greg. That's right, Greg. We were uploading 4 times a week. Ambition goes hard here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aaron is forever saying I'm doing too much.
Interesting.
Are they comparable at all in the nose?
No, Shanks smells older, more like woodier.
Really?
It smells a little bit more sophisticated. Fall Out Boy, I was right.
So my daughter is 11 and a half, and she was on a real big Fall Out Boy kick, but she switched to Green Day now.
She still likes Fall Out Boy some. She still wants a t-shirt for Christmas.
Well, you know what's funny? So, as a parent trying to relate to your kid, she's really big into, I don't know if people are big into like the Percy Jackson books. The like, I don't know.
Greek mythology.
Yeah, it's like
fiction.
It's like fantasy
for kids.
Yeah, for kids. But she's reading those books and she's loving them. She's read the first Percy Jackson book like 6 times. And she's read the whole series, and now she's on the Heroes of Olympus series. But I'm listening to them on audiobooks, and I'm in the 3rd book of the Percy Jackson series now, the very beginning. And
they're like having conversations about it, and I can't even know because I'm on a wait list for the dang books for like 7 weeks.
But one of the girl characters in there that I could 100% see Avery kind of latching onto a little bit.
Yeah.
Mentioned something about somebody was playing some music, and she's like, "Oh, you're playing that lame music. Don't you have any Green Day?" And I was like, I wonder if that's where she picked up.
If that's
Green
why
Day.
She switched to Green Day.
Yeah,
maybe.
Also, I remember Green Day's Dookie came out, and that was just like that
sounds so gross.
Yeah, as a teenager, or like an early teenager, or whenever it came out, I was probably about her age. And it felt so, raunchy.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. I don't know which one I like better. They're similar but different.
The Offspring. Yeah, she's kind of getting into some Offspring too, Greg. But I have to have her skip the low self-esteem song. I'm like, I don't need you listening to that.
I think the Bombergers has a little bit more power.
It does have
higher
more proof. Yeah.
Okay. I could tell.
A lot.
I could tell. I think I like that one better, but the nose on the Shanks is divine now. It's opened up a lot.
Yeah.
Brian Miller says Green Day takes me back.
Ooh.
Yeah, she is like all in her alt 90s music phase, which I love because I was an alt 90s music girl in the 90s. So I'm all about it.
Green Day was about as punk as I ever got. Like I wasn't into much of the punk rock stuff. I was into a little bit more like I was listening to Pantera.
It wasn't called punk, it was called alternative rock.
Okay.
In the 90s.
Whatever you want to call it.
Green Day was not called punk. At the time it was the alternative rock station. That's where I listened to Green Day. And like the Chili Peppers and Offspring. So that, yeah.
So the Bombergers has some really classic notes. It also has.
Why am I so hot, y'all? It's like dying. I'm dying.
It's very classic. And I see Scott saying if there's an interesting note in the Bombergers, it's because of the chinkapin oak. I don't know what that does.
Oh,
I don't know what flavor that is.
Oh, Closing Time. That's a great song. Love it.
Derek's on the Pantera train. Yeah, it was like Pantera.
What's Pantera? The rock band?
More.
Like, is it experimental rock?
No, it was like 90s metal.
Metal. Okay, metal.
Yeah. Pantera, Tool. Tool's always the number one answer for this always. Back then, Marilyn Manson. What else?
He was too much
on
the fringe for me. Too much on the fringe for me at the time.
what else was I rocking to back then? A lot of like 90s hip hop.
I was 10 in the 90s. I was 9 in 1990.
I do think the Shanks is better on the nose. The Shanks smells really great. I just wish it was higher proof.
Brandon says Green Day is basically the soundtrack of my childhood.
Mm-hmm. And Greg saying The Beautiful People. Yeah, Manson was doing some. He was on his own wavelength. Mudvayne, yep.
I've
Pearl
heard
Jam,
people that know him
some
personally,
Disturbed.
like interviews that people have said that when they know him personally, like he's a very nice guy.
I've heard that, and then he's also had some like kind of not great stuff come out about some things too. So
gotcha.
you know, we're all flawed.
People gonna people. All right, I need water. Bourbon Engineer says Korn. Were you into Korn? The band?
The first album, and then I kind of tapered off as they went on. Less a fan of their like older stuff. You know, as they started to get more popular, I just kind of, you
were a hipster before being a hipster was cool.
No, I really did like the first album a lot.
Yeah.
But they were always a good band that I liked a lot, but I was always leaned more towards like Tool and that kind of sound a little bit more. Space Hog, yo, man.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with Space Hog.
In the Meantime, yeah, that was a one-hit wonder. That was a fantastic song. Smashing Pumpkins were really good.
Smashing Pumpkins, yeah. You know what also was a one-hit wonder? The Macarena. That thing got me hype.
It's a terrible song. It got you hype?
It did for like a second, because there was like dance moves.
Oh my goodness.
I loved it.
Get out of here with that. Oh my goodness.
I have to be true to myself, man.
Derek asked if we tried Cooper's Craft Bourbon. I'm assuming you mean the Cooper's Craft Barrel Reserve 100 proof. We have tried it. We actually have at least one head-to-head blind in the archives if you want to look through and find it. It's Cooper's Craft Barrel Reserve versus E.H. Taylor Small Batch. It's funny when you're trying them completely blind. There's a lot of similar notes in there. Value-wise, it's a really great pour. It's not what I typically gravitate toward to if I'm just like hanging out and grabbing something that I want to drink. But for a good value 100 proofer, it's solid.
Yeah. Also, I want to say there's like 12 minutes till the Super Chat giveaway ends. So if you'd like to get in on that blind flight that Josh will craft specifically for you, get in on it now. Every $5 gets you an entry, and we will close those entries at 9:20 Central Time, which is in 12 minutes. Now, 11 minutes.
All right, so the Bombergers is good. I do like the extra proof, but if I had to pick, at least in the 2022, I think I enjoy the Shanks more. I
think I like the nose on the Shanks more, but I think I like the flavor on Bombergers.
I like that Shanks a lot. I'm actually kind of impressed.
Yeah.
Okay. First time trying Shanks. Cool.
Cool.
There was a couple of ryes that got released. I don't know if you guys are interested in hearing anything about these or not. We can definitely skip these if you want. They're the MD Heritage Series, the Sherbrooke 14-year and the Sherwood 14-year ryes. If you're interested in the Sherwoods, let us know. Or we gave a very bad review to Spirits of French Lick Lee W. Sinclair 100 proof bottled in bond.
Oh, did we?
And we have a sample that is a French Lick Lee W. Sinclair single barrel pick.
Oh. That's
111 proof, 4.5 years. So should we try these Heritage Ryes, or should we see if Spirits of French Lick can redeem themselves? So put it in the chat.
Yep.
Heritage Ryes or Spirits of French Lick.
And this will be our last sample.
No, we'll do one more.
Yes, love. We have 20 minutes left in the live stream.
We'll do one more after this.
No, this is our last one.
We'll do one more after this.
No, it's our last one. Do you want to talk about some of the our other talking points you have here?
Well, just a heads up. So our Monday videos, when you guys watch those, they're blind, just like you're blind with us.
Mm-hmm.
You don't find out what the sample is until
the end.
Till the end with us. Now, Our head-to-heads you already know, but we like to keep you guys blind. We want to try to take out some of the bias that you might have as well. Let you listen to what we're saying about it, whether you like it or not, and then you can maybe take some of your bias out.
GP, we got you.
Got you in there, man. Thank you. We've had a great run of Monday videos on the channel over the last like 5 or 6 weeks.
Yes. Also, everyone's saying French lick.
Okay.
And Greg says we're still not gonna like it.
I think you guys just want to watch us suffer.
Yeah.
Which is fine. That's cool. I like that. So I mean, we've had like in some of the stuff's head-to-heads. Like just this past Thursday was King of Kentucky versus a 15-year Lucky 7 proprietor, which was a very fun and very interesting head-to-head with some interesting results. We've got, by the way, this French lick sample is from Jared Q. So thank you, Jared, for sending this. We had the King of Kentucky versus the Lucky 7. We had Rare Hair $500 bottle pop up on a Monday video. We've had Old Rip Van Winkle, Pappy Van Winkle 23 has been in a head-to-head. We've had William LaRue Weller and George T. Stagg pop up on Monday videos. So we've had some crazy Monday videos. So if you haven't caught them, start looking through some of the archive over the last, handful of weeks. Yeah. We got some really good videos. Atlantic Paintless Dent Repair is here. First time watching.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for joining in.
Spending your Sunday night with us.
Yeah, we're just hanging out. Yeah. Taking it easy. All right. So I can't wait to try this. This was one of the worst things we've ever tried.
I don't remember
the 100 proof bottle and bond.
I think I blocked it from my memory.
Is one of the worst things we've ever tried. I couldn't believe Fred Minnick. He did say it's grain forward. You got to like that about it. I see you, Bourbon Engineer and Joe Carter. My favorite pour, starter pour. Yeah. Michael, I'm definitely name dropping. But like it's the content has been great. Like Aaron draws the samples and they're completely at random.
Yeah.
And I was like, how are we getting so many of these amazing samples week after week after week?
Is this craft? It smells crafty.
Yeah, craft.
I get a craft smell.
So Brian asked what kind of pocket knife are you breaking out? So it's a Chris Reeves small Sabenza. And this is my baby. I got this thing and I pretty much don't mess with any other pocket knives. I need to clean it and sharpen it, but I love this thing. This is my everyday carry.
So because I know it's craft, I don't hate it.
But if you didn't know it was craft,
if I didn't know it was craft and I expected it,
you might think it was crap.
No, I would know it's craft. It's very obviously a craft whiskey.
Matt Burns, the small Sabenza is the best. It is. I had never spent that much on a pocket knife at the time. I know there's like handmade stuff that's a lot more expensive and stuff, but I mean, Chris Reeves does great work.
It's okay. Again, there's not much flavor. I'm not getting a lot of flavor in a couple of these pours. When
we tried the 100 proof bottle and bond, you said that it was we said it was like standing in a grain silo.
Yeah.
Like it just was real grainy.
It's kind of drying. It's not horrible. It's not the worst thing I've ever had. Thank you, Ash. We got you in.
Oh, thank you so much, man.
6 minutes till the giveaway ends, so get in there.
JP, if you didn't catch at the front end, we put the new patrons up and you were on there. So thank you for hopping on board on Patreon.
Yep.
Thank you for the super chat tonight. Norman says Spyderco for me. I like Spydercos a lot too. I do. And I like Benchmades. I carry a Benchmade to work every day, but my Sabenza's my non-work.
You're saying English words, but I don't know what you are saying.
This definitely doesn't smell as bad as the Bottle and Bond standard product.
Yeah, it's drinkable. Like it's not undrinkable. It's definitely a craft whiskey.
There's a strong grain note in there. It's grain forward, but there's sweetness on top of it. There's like a sugar. Yeah. There's a sugary sweetness.
I'm getting less sweetness on the palate, but it is there on the nose. Yeah,
on the nose, it's like a white table sugar almost.
Interesting.
Like it almost smells like a candy.
Mm. Michael said, I understood the knife talk more than the 90s band talk. Fair enough.
It's not bad. The finish isn't great.
Yeah.
I don't
Don't love it.
I don't love that finish.
Yeah.
It gets real crafty on the finish.
Yeah.
Like up until I started talking, I was getting like good, sweet, bourbony type of flavors. You know, your caramel, your vanilla, your oak. Definitely like caramel forward. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I wouldn't, if I bought a bottle of that, I wouldn't be mad. If I bought a bottle of the Bottled and Bond 100 proof, I'd be mad.
Yeah. Yeah. How much is a bottle of what this is?
I don't know. I would assume probably
it's a single barrel,
70 or $80. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a good single barrel pick. Like for what it is, it's a good pick, I think, for what you were having to pick from.
Here's what I'll say. It's a good single barrel pick. I'm not emailing Spirits of French Lick to see if we could pick a single barrel.
Correct. Nor would I. Yeah.
All right. Next up.
Josh, I don't want to do anymore.
We got 15 minutes left.
Okay, one more. One more. That's it. That's all I got into me.
I think I have 2 more in me.
I'm committing to 1 and that's it. Josh,
So
too much. 2 is too much for 15 minutes.
No, we just did one in like 5 minutes.
1.
All right. So what is this? This Rebecca Creek double-barreled Spanish oak. Is that like it's like a Texas release. Is that something you guys are interested in seeing us try? And Greg is saying 3 minutes until the cutoff for the Super Chat giveaway.
Texas whiskey, y'all.
No, it's sourced MGP. It's just from Texas, but it's sourced MGP that's been double-barreled in Spanish oak.
Okay.
I've heard some people say some really good things. We also have a K. Luke batch 3 that we could try. And we have Bernheim barrel proof. I saw Matt Porter freaking out over how good that was on a blind, I believe. So we could do the Rebecca Creek, the K. Luke, or the Bernheim barrel proof.
Okay.
What sounds good to you guys? Bernheim, K. Luke, Rebecca Creek. Let us know.
All right. We have a couple Rebecca Creek, a couple K. Luke.
All right.
K. Luke. Which one's the Texas one?
It's just the company's from Texas.
Which one?
But it's the K. Luke.
Okay.
Sorry. It's the Rebecca Creek.
Oh. Chris, we got you.
Chris, what's up, man? Chris is coming to town at the end of September.
Nice.
We're going to get together.
Sweet.
Yep.
Down. Okay.
All right.
K. Luke.
I'm really interested in trying the Rebecca Creek, but I am interested in trying the K. Luke as well because everybody keeps talking about it. Thank you so much, Chris.
Yeah.
Everybody keeps talking about how good the K. Luke is. Can you hand me a glass from over there?
Mm-hmm. Just 1 or 2?
2.
Wait, we're just doing...
I'm going to try both of these.
Okay. Good Lord. This man, y'all. All right. So which ones are we trying?
So this is the Rebecca Creek.
And we're doing the K. Luke?
Yeah, let's try the K. Luke first
because
this is double oaked
in
Spanish oak. So let's not get these mixed up.
Okay.
Oh, this has got a wrap on it. Sneaky. All right. So you guys, have you seen the K. Luke buzz? Like everybody's buzzing about K. Luke and how good it is.
Is that this one?
Yeah. I'm somewhat skeptical. We'll be honest with you guys.
Travis says he thinks K. Luke is good. However, it's not worth the price. $100 price point.
So real quick, last minute for the Super Chat giveaway. If you want to be a part of it, I'll craft a flight specifically to whatever you like from the 5 best bottles that we've gotten this summer. I probably won't just restrict it to this summer. It's kind of fun to restrict it to mostly this summer, but if something fits that I didn't get this summer, that's still really good. But you're going to get some really awesome pours, and it's just fun. I want it to be fun and informative. It's going to be the best stuff that we've got for what you're getting.
Yep.
So
we're at the cutoff for the giveaway.
So if you ain't in,
you ain't
out.
first, you're last.
If you ain't in, you're out.
So the K. Luke is giving me Pink Eraser vibes.
Really?
On the palette.
Is that a good pink eraser or a not good pink eraser? Because sometimes you say it and it's usually good, but sometimes you don't mean it in a good way.
It's giving me Pink Eraser mixed with that stuff they put on in schools when kids get sick. What's that called? What did we figure out that was called?
It's just like that sawdusty pink stuff. It has that scent to it.
Yeah. It's mixed with Pink Eraser. don't love it.
Interesting. So what is the price on the K-Luke? Is it over $100?
1 through 54.
All right. So let's see. Let's run this first before we get into
Oh,
this.
sorry. That was the answer to not your question.
Yeah.
1 through
No,
54
I
is
know.
how many giveaways we have. You could put in to 54. Okay.
All right. So we have 1 to 54.
Giveaway winner is
Number 54. Now it is randomized, so it doesn't mean you're
randomized.
the last person. Everything gets randomized, and then we random pick. So whoever is 54, that's awesome. That's the first time we've ever done a giveaway where the very last number was the winner. That's awesome.
Yeah. So this Rebecca Creek looks dark.
Was double barreled. So
there you go. Checks out. Okay. So yeah, the K-Luke to me.
Paul P.
Oh hey.
Yeah, there we go.
Paul.
Awesome.
P. Paul, are you in the chat? If you're not.
Paul is. He's right. Look, one comment.
Oh, there he is. He said batch 3 is decent, but their batch 4 and 5 is the one everyone's raving about.
Okay.
There he is. He's in chat.
Congratulations, Paul.
Yep.
We'll get with you. We sent you a lot of our good stuff when we did the
tasting
with you, but
we got more
good stuff. And I know what you like, so you don't even have to email me. I'll email you. We're good. But email me anyway, just so I don't forget.
That's true. He might forget, so please email him. He's got a lot going on.
Yeah, congrats, Paul. That's awesome, man.
Let me know what you think about the flavor on that.
All right, so I like this. I'm a little stuffed up. I don't know if you guys can tell that or not. So the old sniffer is not working as good as it normally does, and it normally isn't very good anyways. So it's at this point, it's like an old rundown car that is like on its last leg. This is the barrel strength, Scott. This is 115.9 proof. Is this sourced MGP? It has some MGP vibes to it. Like sometimes when I drink MGP, it just tastes like the color red looks or smells like the color red looks. Like there's like a red candy type of note to it. And it's like kind of like a cherry, watermelon, strawberry conglomeration. Like you're getting some of that, but it's underpinned with it's underpinned with like this really nice vanilla, like your caramel vanilla oak, but the vanilla is more forward. So Greg saying didn't want to say anything, but picked up on it within seconds of the stream. So props to the audio quality.
What did you pick up on?
I did do a little bit of tweaking on the audio. I did something different.
Wait, what did you pick up on?
So scroll up, see if he said something. But if the audio quality sounded better, then that's awesome. Because I did make a slight change, and I was hoping that it would work better.
I don't see anything.
I think Greg was just saying like we needed to get through the giveaway and everything, and then he brought up the audio quality.
Oh.
Because I'm always complaining. Oh, Josh's sniffles. There we go.
Oh, Josh's sniffles. Stuffiness.
Well, what I did change would kill some of the reverb and make it a little bit more clean. So
yeah, you do sound stuffed up though.
I like this K-Luke on the nose.
Yeah. This Rebecca Creek is a little drying, but other than that, it's pretty good.
Okay. K-Luke is good.
What do you think? Do you get what I'm saying with the Peak Eraser and then the throw up stuff?
Maybe a little, like, since you're pointing it out, it's a little bit on the back end. But I don't think I would have picked that up had you not said it.
Oh, man. So this Rebecca Creek, as I'm drinking it, it's so drying, and I'm like, ooh, it's too dry. But then that goes away, and afterwards the finish is really nice. So I don't think I, would pick up this to drink, but if it was given to me, I wouldn't send it away.
Okay. Yeah, if the K-Luke is $100, we've got, like I said, we're going to try to keep this around an hour and a half tonight. Which is definitely not going to go 2 hours tonight.
Minutes.
We might go a little over an hour and a half, but we're not going to go 2. Couple things real quick. Mm-hmm. Well, bourbon pricing is something I want to talk about.
Oh, that's not a conversation we can have within 5 minutes.
Not a 6-minute conversation.
This may need to be for next month's live stream.
But there's a lot of things I'm willing to pay $100 for. There's a lot of things I'm not willing to pay $100 for. And it's easy for me to say, I don't think the K-Luke is $100 bottle, right? Like, that's an easy thing for me to say,
Mhm.
just because it's easy for me to say I don't want to pay that much money for
Yeah.
something. Now, is the K-Luke as good as bottles I would pay $100 for? Yeah, it probably is.
You really?
Scott says 115. So, like, there have been let's just say I go to National Barrel Company.
Mm-hmm.
Most of their bottles are 90 to $100
Yeah.
for 5-year bourbon.
Yeah.
If I can't taste it first and I just buy it off the shelf, is that better than some of those? It is. Is it not as good as some of those? There's definitely some National Barrel Companies that I bought that would crush that.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
For my palate. But again, there's some that wouldn't.
Hmm.
So, you know, I feel
it's probably not for me, and I would not pay the money for it for me.
Yeah. Can I bring up one of the things that I've gathered from you? Like I've learned this from you.
I guess.
If you're going to spend $115 on a bottle of K-Luke, and if you don't like it, you're going to be very disappointed and you're going to be very upset that you spent that money. It's probably best just not to spend the money on something if you haven't tried it yet.
Yeah.
If you're willing to take the gamble,
and if you end up not liking it, being like, oh well, that's just $115 investment I made in learning something new about myself that I didn't like.
Yeah.
And you're not upset about it, then buy it.
Right.
Like, I guess it depends on how sad would you be if that money were gone.
Right. And for that matter, like if you watch reviews that we do or any other channel does, like our palates, other channels' palates are not your palate. So
correct. Yeah.
If you try something or you see other channels say something's really good and it's for something that costs enough money that would make you uneasy if you didn't like it, don't trust us.
Steer clear until you can try it.
Pass on it.
Yeah.
Spend within your comfort range is what we would recommend. I think that's a point that I want to like start making more often.
Yeah, I think it's a good point.
The other point is like batches of products can vary just as much as single barrels can vary. Batches will vary over time.
Yeah.
Single barrels will always be different.
Yeah, single barrels vary more greatly in like smaller numbers, like one single barrel to the next single barrel. Batches will take a longer time for you to notice a variant but over time, weather conditions change, water quality changes, soil changes, so wood changes.
And the blends just change. You can't replicate a blend 100%.
It might take you a longer time to notice a batch variant, but it does happen. And if you taste something from 10 years ago to now, you could probably tell the difference in the exact same, legacy distillery product. What happened?
The other thing I will say real quick.
Okay.
I need to process this Rebecca Creek for a second. The other thing I will say is that there's all these like prices are getting marked up. And I think I used to be in the wheelhouse or the camp of like, if you can, build a relationship with your local store, support that store. And then you could be, that's how, at least in our market, that's how you tend to get bottles of like more hard to find stuff. The problem with that is that I still think you should support your local store because they're your local store and because you want to support your local community and all that stuff. Don't do it to get hard to find bottles because bourbon just continues to grow and it's like even our local store, I get less stuff now than I did 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Because there's more people into it and that store's trying to make more people happy. So it's to the point now to where, to the point of how much would you be disappointed if you spent that money and didn't like it? There's a flip side to that of like somebody challenged me in the comments basically was saying it was a Stag Junior versus something video or Stag bourbon. And it's like, you say that you like 4-gate and you'll pay $200 for a 4-gate, but you say you don't want to pay more than $60 or $80 or $100 for a Stag, but would you rather drink the Stag than the 4-gate? So then doesn't that mean that you would want to pay as much for the Stag as you did for the 4-gate? And truth be told, like I really do like 4-gate stuff, but and I'm not a big Buffalo Trace guy, personally speaking. Stag Junior, that bottle is my favorite product that they make that you can actually kind of get and isn't crazy expensive.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm in the middle of kind of rethinking about how I spend my money in bourbon and how much I'm willing to spend on certain products that I really like. Because I can guarantee you, if my goal is to go into my local store and just buy a bunch of stuff over the course of the year so that I can hopefully get a Stag, at the end of the year or whenever they release twice a year or whatever, I'm far better off just paying $200 for a bottle, $250 for a bottle, and cutting out all the stops at the store, like that, dollars and cents wise, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense from a time standpoint.
Yeah.
So I'm
you
like,
just have to think about the return on your investment.
Yeah. So
how much time and money are you willing to invest for the possibility of getting something?
Right. So, and I definitely wouldn't recommend people pay secondary prices if you're newer to the hobby and you don't know exactly what you like. But if you've been in it for a while and you know exactly what you like, and you have to pay up for those products that you really enjoy, again, if it's within your comfort range and you're not going to be sad if it's kind of an off batch or maybe not as good,
sure.
I'm softening my stance on never pay secondary for something.
All right.
We'll see.
Greg says that sounds like a good Tuesday video.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what you guys think in the comments.
Yeah.
I will say the Rebecca Creek, it does have that double oaked dryingness to it.
I'm getting the dryingness, but after that dryingness goes away, there's a nice finish.
Yeah.
Which I'm not mad at that.
The flavors are very good. I do think I like the Rebecca Creek more than the Kate Luke.
I agree.
It's more flavorful. The Spanish oak is giving it like a really cool thing. Todd, dude, you stay cool out there, out in the UPS truck. Just, whew, man, this past week has been rough. So
it's hot.
Hopefully you've been taking care. Great to see you, man.
Yep.
Chris says Stag is 400 on secondary.
Oh
I can't do that.
Gosh, that's a lot of money.
And that's me. I can't do it. If you can, do your thing.
It's not in my comfort zone, but if it's in your comfort zone, props.
The way I look at it is I can go into a local store and buy 4-gate Kelvin collaborations for $200 with tax out the door. It's $220. So if there's things out there that I like as much or a little more than 4-gate, I'm probably going to be okay spending that much money for a special bottle, but I hate to spend it. I hate it. It's a $60 bottle. I wish that's what I could pay for it.
Yeah.
And I'd pay $100.
We'll have to put this into a video because you could go on and on, and our live stream would be like 3 hours. Y'all, this is the hill Josh will die on now. This is his new platform. He should be running for whiskey president.
And I have to think, by the way, I don't know how much those Rebecca Creeks are.
It's pretty good.
I think it's like an $80 bottle or something like that.
It's good.
If it's, I like it better than the K-Luke.
It's drying, but then
it is dry.
But I like the finish after the drying. You can get through that. It's good.
If you're like Matt Porter and you don't like double barrel products, don't buy that.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Don't.
But if you do like double barrel products, that's a very good one. And we have to thank Rick Mazel for sending that.
Thank you, Rick.
So thank you, Rick, for sending that.
Yeah.
Where did I get Kevin from? Oh, I saw Kevin Weber saying I don't do secondary.
Yeah.
And I feel you, man. I don't sell anything. We just don't do that. But it's hard. Sometimes that's the only way you can get stuff. So, real quick, as we wrap this up, do you want to kind of talk about, like, we're kind of like, the way we're looking at this is like, we wanted to take it easy on this stream, just hang out with you guys in chat.
Yeah, because we had a big weekend.
It's the end of summer. It's going into the school year and all that stuff. So we wanted to kind of do like a quick look back. We've already covered our barrel picks coming up.
Oh, that's a very good point.
That's true.
Very good point.
I will say real quick, we'll be drawn to a close here.
Yep.
Next month, we're going to be launching our GoFundMe for our mental health charity fundraiser, our annual mental health charity fundraiser. We already have, I think it's in the number of 30 something bottles, but we need more bottles for donations to help drive. And you don't have to send them to us. We don't want them. Just hang on to them.
Earmark them, set them aside.
Yes.
For the donation drive.
If you want to be a part of raising some money for mental health, and the organization we support is called To Write Love on Her Arms.
Mm-hmm.
And
I should turn off the ticker. I'm so sorry, y'all.
And To Write Love on Her Arms, they support, like, they do direct help for people. Like, there's other bigger organizations out there that, they raise money for research, or they raise money for like laws being enacted and all that stuff. But To Write Love actually helps people. They help them find help. They do therapy sponsorships for people who are reaching out for help, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So that's why we support them, because your money is going to an organization who is a top tier charity organization by all the metrics on Charity Navigator and all that stuff. And you're confident that your money is going towards saving people's lives directly.
Yes.
So far in our first 2 years of the channel, we've raised over $31,000. This year, we're going to shoot to try to raise $20,000 so we can push the total
raise over 50. Yeah, that'd be awesome, you guys.
So that's what we'd like to do, and that's our goal for this year. We would love to blow that out, and we have some stretch goal bottles that if we can get to 20,000 and beyond, there's some bottles that will be up for grabs, and we'll do some like live bidding in the chat, and then you just if you win that, then you can go to the GoFundMe page, donate that amount, email us the receipt that you did, and you get those more prize bottles. We're going to be doing some silent auction stuff through Galabid. So some of the more prize bottles, we've got one of our, speaking of Swag Junior, the pick that we did, which I've called a masterclass in bourbon blind, embarrassingly enough. One of my favorite bottles ever. We're donating one of those, and Mark Christensen's donating one of those.
Oh, sweet.
We got a lot of great bottles. Bill Kavanaugh's donating the entire Irish Spot lineup, including Blue Spot and Red Spot.
I wish I was eligible to win that.
You know, it's a good giveaway when you want to be involved, when you wish you could win.
Know.
So, you know, we've got a lot of good stuff here, but we need more bottles to drive donations.
Yes.
So if you want to be a part of it, you want to help raise some money, and you want to donate a bottle or two or something like that, you've got something you think would be good, email us, stuffandwhiskey@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Let's get some money up for actually helping people. And for that live stream, we're going to have people from To Write Love on the live stream to actually tell you what your money that you donate every year, or if you donate a bottle to help us raise money, what you're actually helping, what you're actually doing. So that's going to be awesome. It's going to be a feel-good time. Really looking forward to it.
Josh might start saying things are castle strength instead of castle strength like he did last year.
As we close this out, we'll go ahead and we got a couple of little talking points to do at the end. So do you want to tell the people how? So we're at Middle West yesterday.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Erin has been into knitting for a long time. She comes from a long line of crafty women. So
my grandma taught me how to sew when I was 8, and I learned how to sew like Barbie doll clothes. And so my introduction to like the world of sewing and knitting, she did teach me like needlepoint, started at an early age. And then I became a teenager and a college student and didn't have time for any of that. But I've recently reignited my love for knitting, and that's where you're going with this, right?
Yeah. So we're at Middle West picking barrels yesterday. And
the Barrels for Hope crew was doing it. I couldn't be part of that, so I had to do something.
So we picked the Stuff and Whiskey MVP barrels first. Then we took a lunch break, and we came back and we picked the Barrels for Hope barrel after. Well, Erin was not a part of the Barrels for Hope pick. So
keep going. I'm going to get my blanket that I'm working on. I'll show you.
She's in the lobby of Middle West Spirits. Like, you walk in Middle West Spirits and you walk into the like foyer, and then you go into the gift shop or the restaurant. In the gift shop, it's small. It's probably about as big as this room. And she is in the corner in a chair just knitting a blanket. And people are in there shopping and buying stuff. And she's just like hanging out knitting a blanket in the middle of the restaurant or the gift shop. It was hilarious.
I made some progress. Not that y'all care, but you're going to get to see it. So my sister's not watching this live stream. Also, I'm keeping a ball of yarn in our Stuff and Whiskey tumbler because I had to cut some yarn. So that's great for yarn.
By the way, closing out this live stream, this is a Nashville Barrel Company single barrel rum. This weekend when we were up at Middle West, we had bottle shares on Friday and Saturday nights with Stuff and Whiskey, MVP, and Barrels for Hope members. And one of the best things we tried was Lance from Whiskey Tornado brought a Grander 13-year rum that was 12 years in ex-bourbon, 1 year in ex-toasted oak. This isn't finished. This is just a straight single barrel rum, 137.7 proof. It is Foursquare rum, 6 years old. I can't wait to try this. We'll see. And this is from the Turks, as was the thanks to Katie and Ethan for the K-Luke and this right here.
Yes. So my sister, I'm making a blanket for my sister for Christmas. And I'm showing you this because I know she's not watching this live stream. And also I have 7 sisters. So She doesn't know which one she is, even if she is watching this. So this is the start of the blanket, and it's a 50. You can't see it. It's 50 inches wide, and it's gonna be 60 inches long. So it's a beast, but I'm so proud of it. It looks so good. Okay, goodbye. Yeah. And then also I have sweaters. I'm going to knit myself a whole bunch of sweaters. I have a whole year's worth of knitting planned for sweaters. So be prepared to see some cool sweaters in our upcoming videos, hopefully this fall, to a YouTube near you.
And on my end, the heat is breaking here, and I'm ready to do some grilling, some barbecuing, some smoking of some various meats and things. I got to give a shout out to Steph, Fishing with Steph, back in May. At our Patreon meetup in Chicago, outside the Chicago area. Steph came. We're talking with him. Bourbon is his hobby. He's actually does like competitive cooking. And so I'm a big Meat Church fan. I know Joe Carter in the chat's a big Meat Church fan. I love my Meat Church seasonings. Steph does seasonings as well. He's a 20-year competitive cook, and it's called Simply Marvelous Barbecue. I have it in the video description below.
Nice.
So Meat Church is a little bit more like, and Steph has some blended stuff as well, but Meat Church is like a blend of this, that, or the other. It's like multiple different spices in this thing. Steph has he has some of those, but he also has like just apple seasoning.
Okay.
Or just cherry. Or just, like that type of thing.
Gotcha.
So it's cool to be able to mix in some of his stuff. Like if I'm doing something, if I want like a little bit more of an appley flavor on some ribs or something, you can take that Simply Marvelous and add it in. And it also doesn't cake as much as the Meat Church stuff does, which I like. But JG, that Holy Voodoo
is legit. Also, Matthew, so on our Patreon live streams, I do bust out my knitting.
Yeah.
Once I'm done, once I'm done tasting through things.
In the first 5 minutes.
I just sit and I knit and I listen and I talk. So if you want to hang out with us on Patreon and watch me knit, feel free.
We do our once monthly tasting events over there, and Aaron's just knitting away.
That is how he can get me to stay up late, is I'll just sit and knit. And
you want to do some knitting right now?
You can talk. No, because we need to go to bed. We've had a big weekend.
It was a trick.
I know. I almost fell for it.
I almost had her.
I almost fell for it, but like I was knitting in the car and I got a lot done. And I'm kind of over it for today. I kind of want to go to sleep.
So Justin says, watch Woodfire and Whiskey. I'll definitely check that out. I wanted to call out Steph specifically and the Simply Marvelous spices. He's got his rubs that are like, cherry or apple or whatever. He does have some blends and stuff. He has a thing called the Genie's Hooch. And it's like bourbon-y type of things. And he said like use it on pork stuff. Okay. He loves it on pork. But I want to use it on some wings.
Oh,
check it out.
I would be interested in trying some of that.
It's the first time I've ever seen like a spice that was like for real bourbon
people.
Like it's I don't know the blend or whatever. It's on the ingredients list. You can see what's in there, but like, and you smell it and you're like, yep, I can 100% get the bourbon. So it's called the Genie's Hooch. Check it out down there at Simply Marvelous. And
will you make some wings? Excuse me, wings for us.
And Steph's a super good dude. Like I said, 20-year competitive cook and has won a ton of stuff. So still love my Meat Church stuff.
Yeah, we met him in May.
Yeah, I still love my Meat Church stuff. But having met Steph in person and talked to him about some stuff, like he knows what he's doing, and the spices are legit. So
yeah.
All right, this rum is
Joshua.
We're gonna get off soon. This is smelling like a rum, but it's smelling real good. Like it's got that rubber cement note. But it's like, I mean, it smells like Foursquare to me. Like it's got all those rich molassesy type of notes and the sweetness from the cane sugar.
Let me smell it.
You want to try that? Oh wow. Okay. Oh wow.
Oh hey.
So it's not as round as the Foursquares because a lot of the Foursquare releases are like 12 to 14 years old. This is a little bit more young and rowdy.
It's good though.
But it's good. It's got all the sweetness that Foursquare has.
It has a little bit of a Crayola crayon taste though.
Really?
On the back end, like a waxy.
The finish just kept shifting gears. It kept going up and up and up.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, so Foursquares, you can get a Foursquare rum for like somewhere between 100 and 150 bucks. I'm sure this single barrel is on par price wise with that. Buy the Foursquare first if you want to dabble in rum, or buy it like David was saying, the grander rum. buy something like that first.
Mm.
But then if you're ready to start experimenting and seeing the different single barrel expressions of it, that like the batches like Foursquare are more rounded and crafted to be a complete experience.
Mhm.
You get something like this, it's a single barrel, you're going to get a lot of character. It's going to be spunky.
Spunky.
Yeah. So like it might not
Okay.
be as well crafted because it's a single barrel, but it's gonna highlight different things that are just, it's really fun to try, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah.
But I'm a single barrel guy.
Also,
So
they picked up on the fact that I used your full name. So we need to like close this shop up. It's closing time. Closing time.
full circle. Here we go.
Every new beginning comes from some other beginnings. And I ran out of breath. I don't know how to properly breathe. I'm not a singer, in case you couldn't tell.
But you play one on our channel sometimes.
I play one on our channel sometimes. Just not very well.
Yeah. All right, guys. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We are going to cap it there. We only went 15 minutes over. I'm up 15 minutes late. That's
You're
about
15
right for me.
minutes late. Y'all,
Habitually 15
real
minutes
quick,
late.
before we go, if you ever want Josh to arrive somewhere, give him a time that's 15 to 30 minutes before you want him to show up.
15 minutes is sufficient.
15 minutes is sufficient. But if you tell someone you want them to be somewhere at 8:45, that sounds fishy. So just say 8:30 if you want him to be there at 9.
Yeah.
Then he'll be 15 minutes early.
I will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Great night. Greg, thank you for tracking tonight. Everybody, thank you for being here. We got 98 still in the chat. Hit the
Yeah.
thumbs up on your way out. It'll still help.
That will help, yeah.
It'll still help people see
sure.
the replay and all that stuff. But yeah, we can't thank you guys enough for being
Yeah,
here.
thank you all.
Again, email us at stuffandwhiskey@gmail.com if you have a bottle you might want to donate to our charity fundraiser event that's
Yes.
coming up.
Yep.
Where we got some awesome stuff. Having some more awesome stuff would be even better, and you can be part of raising some money for an incredibly good cause that actually saves people's lives and improves their lives and helps them find hope and happiness. So
Yes.
that's what it's all about, using what we've got to help others. We'll cap it there.
Yep.
Thank you guys. Love you guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.